Hello, everyone. My name is Eyeru. I am the chairperson of the National Youth Council of Uganda. I have just entered this role. It's a 5-year term, and I'm in the middle of my first year. Uganda is, for those of you that may not know, in the eastern part of East Africa and a part of the East African community. Our president is President Eyeru Museveni. He's one of those presidents that has held fort for one of the longest times in Africa. So I'm happy to be here. I am happy to join this conversation. The National Youth Council in Uganda is, of course, a product of international statutes, the African Charter, basically an arrangement that sees young people offer leadership to their countries as young people without having to compete for that space with people that are not within that age demographic. And so in Uganda, the National Youth Council is comprised of people that are defined by our constitution to be youth. Our constitution limits the age of youth, the legal age of youth, to between 18 to 30 years. And so people are eligible to run and be voted if they are above the age of 18 and if they have not attained the age of 30. So the National Youth Council in Uganda is a really elaborate structure that involves the elections from village level to avoid the cost that comes with constituting a structure where every village has a committee, every sub-county, every parish, every district, which would be like the equivalent of states in Nigeria or the equivalent of counties in Kenya. Uganda's districts have to come together and then vote a national committee, which I head as a chairperson. So the National Youth Council in Uganda is the apex body for youth leadership, and they are voted on the basis of political activity. The young people campaign around the country if they want national level leadership, but they must have come through the ranks. You don't just land and say you want to be chairperson before you've been in the committee of your village somewhere, wherever it is in the country, of your parish, after the villages in that parish, of the sub-county, after the parishes in that sub-county choose you, of the district, after the sub-counties in that district choose you. So it's a really hectic journey to reach the top of a National Youth Council, but it is also a very satisfyingly fulfilling experience politically to arrive there, because all those elections happen in a space of about 6 months, and they happen in a roller coaster way, in a collegiate way. So that's the National Youth Council. In terms of the political acumen, the political capacity of the National Youth Council, I would say the National Youth Council, one, being the unifying body of young people in the country, and for Uganda being one of those with the youngest populations in the world, our median age here is just 16. If you like percentage points, that would be 15.6, but 16 is a rounded off one. You would know that having the National Youth Council's political structure and using that effectively to mobilize young people and engage them in activities that are of benefit to them or that are of consequence to them is a very strong position that the National Youth Council holds in our country politically. So if the National Youth Council were to mobilize against a particular position, it would definitely be a serious thing in the country. I think political consciousness for the layman would mean the understanding of how resources basically are administered in a particular locality, whether it's a geographical locality usually. And the political consciousness, therefore, will relate to the understanding of how people put themselves in positions that have mandate to allocate resources, and then proceed to also look at how those people execute that mandate with regard to the people to whom they owe that mandate. And finally, basically, political consciousness would relate to the understanding, therefore, of how the different people who want that control seek to influence those that have it, or seek to be the ones to have it in different dispensations. So depending on what a country is running, some countries run different political systems. And so political consciousness would relate to how much people understand the dispensation that's operating in their particular locality or their particular jurisdiction. In Uganda's case, it's a presidential system, and so political consciousness would relate to how you understand how that system works, but also how you participate in the entirety of that system. Some other systems are parliamentary, like South Africa. Some other systems are federated, not republic, like Nigeria and Ethiopia. So it's a different system that's operated at a different place, but political consciousness relates to how you interact with that system, and you understand the role of the people who take leadership in that system and hold them to what they owe those that give them the mandate, either accountability or if not accountability, service itself. So that's the much of it.